everyone, it's Lisa from My Dreaming Soap. Welcome to my channel. Now we're going to do something different today. Now what I've got in this little jug here is the ingredients, or some of the ingredients that I need to make some bath crayons. Now where this comes from is recently I won the grand prize in the winners category of the soap challenge, and that soap challenge was sponsored by Bath Fizz and Foam, and as my prize for winning the soap challenge I got a gift voucher that I could spend at Bath Fizz and Foam. So I treated myself to some recipes of things that I wouldn't normally make, just to have a go, dabble in something different. Now I don't know if these things are ever going to end up in the shop or anything like that, but I just thought it'd just be interesting to see how they turn out, what the recipes are like, and maybe have a little bit of fun, and obviously get some videos going for you guys. I'm going to do a few of these because I've got a few recipes. One of the things I need to be careful of, obviously, is these are paid recipes. Someone has spent an awful long time perfecting these recipes and getting them to how they think they should be, and doing lots and lots of research. So there is no way I'm going to give the recipes out for free on my YouTube video, but what I will do is I will do a link in the description that if you look at what I'm making and you think, that looks good, I'll have a go at that, then you can go and get a copy of the recipe yourself. And they're reasonably good price, so, you know, they're not expensive recipes. So, you know, if you fancy having a go, then obviously do that. So these are Bath crayons. Now Bath crayons, they are a cosmetic in such that, as in cosmetic as in the definition that we get in the UK. I know in America and that it's all different sort of things. The idea is that they will touch the skin. You're going to use them in the bath, or your children are going to use them in the bath, and they can use them to write and draw pictures on the side of the bath and all of that sort of stuff, and then they'll wash off and leave the bath nice and clean. So they're not intended to use on the body. I'm not going to fragrance mine. They're not going to give any lather or anything like that. They are literally a crayon that will work in the bath, and it's going to be skin safe and going to be fun for kids, maybe to encourage them to get in the bath. Now the recipe has good basic ingredients in it. Crayons typically are made of wax, so we've got a wax in our recipe, we've got some oil, and we've got something to harden the crayons with as well. And as I said, I'm just being careful. I mean, you can probably see some of the things I've got in the pots there and guess some of them, but I'm obviously not going to give out quantities and that. So pop over to the website at Bath Fizz and Foam if you want to have a go at this. But yeah, good basic stuff. Nothing weird that you need to go and buy that you think, oh, I'll never use in anything else. So the first thing I need to do, now this is a nice batch of, it's about in total about 170 grams of stuff in here. I'm just going to melt this down, and this will make a batch of crayons. I'm hoping to divide it out and colour them differently. So I'm just going to melt this down, and then when I've come back we will have a look and do the rest of the process. So I've melted down all of those oils. Now mine's in quite a nice big jug. Let's just have a look at the temperature. 145. So ideally we're supposed to pour these between 140 and 130 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's not far off. So what I want to do is I just want to split this out, and I'm going to colour it and make several different colours. Now the colours I'm using, I'm really just using up a couple of micas, because these are just going to be like testy little batches. I'm not going to sell them or anything. So I'm just going to use a couple of colours that I don't really use in soap making. I've got a candy red from Mineral Makeup Ingredients. I'm going to give this a go. It's quite a nice sort of pinky red, but it really doesn't hold well in soap. It fades really quickly. I've got Magic Yellow, again from Mineral Makeup Ingredients. Nothing wrong with this one. It's a perfectly good yellow. It's just that I use Sunshine Yellow all the time, and so I just don't use this one. And then others that I do use, but I don't use them that commonly. I've got Emerald Shimmer from My Mama and Blueberry from Pure Rock Colour. So I'm going to have a green, sort of almost a limey green there, a green, a blue, a pinky red and a yellow. Now I thought about not really doing a yellow because I thought if your bath's white, are you going to see a yellow crayon? But I thought, hey, this is all just about testing, so let's do a yellow and see if the yellow does actually show up, you know, when you're using it as a crayon. Okay, now again, in the testing phase when you're making these, is about taking your micas and testing. They give you in the recipe a guidance of how much mica to use, so I'm going to use their guidance, but they do say obviously it might depend on the quality of your mica, that sort of thing, that you may need to use a bit more or a bit less. So I'm just going to go with the guidance that they give us in the recipe. I'm going to do these sort of one at a time. I've got another little glass pot here. Now I might have to warm up again because as I transfer from one pot to the other, it might cool this wax right down. So I might need to bring it back up to temperature. I don't know if that's an acceptable thing or not. Let's hope so. Okay, so can you see how, because that container's a little bit cool, so I'm just going to let water get a bit warmer again. Okay, that's just got really hot again. I think I can add the mica now, that doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going for the emerald shimmer first. Something weird going on with scales. I can only presume it's battery. I'm going to change the battery on those, but I didn't weigh the main ingredients out with these scales. Okay, so let's give these a nice mix in. It's a pretty colour. It's really lovely in soap, and I do use this one in soap. 157, so I'm going to leave that for a little while to let that cool down, and then we'll just pour them. Now while I'm waiting for that to cool down, you can actually get crayon shaped silicone moulds. I haven't got any of those. I'm I'm not like most soap makers. I don't have a million cavity moulds. In fact, I probably have very few. I don't tend to fall into that trap of here's a cavity mould, that's really cute, I'm going to buy it. So sort of the closest thing I've got, these are probably too big. It's these sort of like little squares. So as these are only testers, that's fine. I might even just end up making one crayon of each because this is quite a big old chunky mould, but that will be good for testing. But certainly you can get little crayon moulds. Or, again, in the recipe, Robin, who wrote the recipe, just does a really gorgeous one, just using other shaped gravity moulds of dinosaurs and things like that. And those look really, really cute. So that would work really well. Okay, so I'm just going to be using this mould. Keep an eye on this. 145, it's getting there. I think in that big old mould there I might only make one of each because otherwise they're going to be so skinny they might break really easily. 138, not far off pouring temperature now. Now while I'm waiting for this to pour, one of the other good things about the recipes there is that Robin goes through in quite a lot of detail about the ingredients she's selected, why she's selected them, and any suitable alternatives. And also, so she does an awful lot of testing, and also things like the pouring temperature, why this pouring temperature is important, and you know the best way it's worked for her. So you do get, it's not just a recipe, you do get a lot of information. Oh, that's at 130, let's get this poured. Yeah, then I'm just going to dump that all in as one. Now I've probably got quite a bit of wastage there. I think that's going to sort of happen because I'm not going to, I don't want to take blobs of it, I don't think, and pop that into the crayon. But again, I think if you were doing a bigger batch of like all of this in one colour, you wouldn't end up with that much wastage. So that's the first one done. I'm going to clean this pot out. And then we'll do that again with the other colours. So let's show this aside. Right, let's do our next colour. What shall we do? Let's do this blueberry, this nice dark blue colour. Right, we're down to just over 130 degrees Fahrenheit with this glue, so let's get that poured, just to make sure that mica's all dispersed. Try putting this blob in here, see if what happens if you put those blobs in that cool down. There you go. Right. Obviously, I'm not an expert in making these. I might be making a complete hash of doing these. Okay, so there's my second one. And again, I'm still getting quite a lot of debris left in there, but I think that's just because I'm kind of just doing one at a time. I'm not sure if I could scrape that out and pop that in, or what sort of mess it would make, but hey, it's all about trying stuff. Right, next colour. So this is going to be the magic yellow. It's a really pretty yellow. It's quite light though, so that's why I'm kind of wondering whether, you know, we're going to see anything on the bath, but that's obviously good for some testing. Okay, so again, let's just wait for that to get to the appropriate temperature. It's not far off, so it shouldn't take too long. Okay, here we are with that last little batch, this candy pink. This is the one that, the only real mica that I kind of don't use in soap in my little batch. I've had it for ages. It's a pretty colour, but as I said, it just doesn't hold in the soap. So that is all those done. Now what I am going to do is, not the pink, but the scrapings that I had from the yellow, the blue and the green, I've got them here. And what I'm just going to do is just melt those down again. I'm not sure if that's something you should do, but I'm going to try, because that will just give me another type of green, won't it? I'm not going to put it in with the pink, because I don't want to end up with some weird brown. Well, actually, brown might, don't know, do you want brown crayon? Ooh, I don't know. Oh, let's face it, I'm not selling these or anything. But let's bang it all in. Bang it all in, melt this all down again, and then see what happens to that when I pour those sort of scrapings, as it were. Right, let's finish off with this random sort of obviously browny colour. Okay, that's going to be a very thin one, just with the little scrapings. Okay, so now I just need to leave those to harden up, and the suggestion is to let them just cure. I just sit around for a couple of days so they're nice and hard, ready to use in the bath. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll just simply unmould them. I can't imagine they're going to be difficult to pop out, and then we'll have a look and see what they look like when we use them on the side of a bath or something. Right, let's have a look at these bath crayons then. So I've unmoulded them. Hopefully I can get this lighting a little bit better than it looks. Right, now I must admit I have done a tiny little test on these, and initially, here's that sort of candy pink one. I kind of didn't see them making very good marks. So there's sort of, it's supposed to be flower shapes. Here's the blue. That one's a little bit better. It's coming a bit better now. Let's have a look at the green. No, that one's not working very well at all. I can't imagine I'm going to see anything on the yellow. No. And then what about our funny old brown? Little bit better. Okay, but I think they're a little bit disappointing. Now, if you remember I said we were given some guidance about how much mica to use, but we were advised in the recipe that you may need to increase or decrease it. So what I did, because I did do a little bit of a test with these to see what they were like, and then I just made a couple more. So what I'm going to do first of all is just clear these out of the way. And obviously I think one of the concerns with bath crayons is, are they going to damage your bath? So I've just got some cold water on this sponge, and obviously you could do this with some warm water, and they're coming off Can you see that just came off just a normal sponge? Really with no problem at all. So then what I've done is I've just made a couple more. So this one is a terracotta red and this is purple passion, I think. And I put just a little bit more mica in, and I think these ones are going to be better. So let's have a look. Let's be really inventive again and do another flower. Ah, yeah, look, that's almost perfect. I didn't add much more mica. And what I did is, in the recipe, it sort of gave you the recipe, I said divide it by 5, and then gave you sort of an estimate of the mica to use. And I only divided by 4, so I think I was a little bit under with the recipe. But again, this is just testing. Oh, look, that's really much better. Let's have a purple middle on our flower. Oh, I wish my green worked. Huh. Yeah, the difference between just that tiny little bit extra mica was actually quite a bit of difference. We've only got red and purple, but oh, that's going on really nicely. Really easy. These other ones here with the green in that, I'm having to press really hard. I think children would struggle with those, but these are definitely going on really well. So yeah, so I think they're good fun. They're really easy to make. They use, you know, basic ingredients that if you're a soap maker or you make cosmetic products, you may already have at home yourself. So certainly, yeah, if you wanted to give them a go, a little bit of fun, then head over to Bath Fizz and Foam and give them a go. As I said, it's not a sponsored video or anything, just that I bought this recipe with a gift certificate that I won from them. I hope you enjoyed this video and you like me making something different and trying something different. If you have, it would be great if you gave me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see what I'm making in the future, why not subscribe to my channel? Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy soaping.